of making $100,000, $200,000 a year, and some of us are a little concerned or think that we can't go ahead and do it. I was driving down to the Keys, and I got to tell you, in my mind, I thought, well, 7 Mile Bridge, aqua blue water, it's going to be a beautiful drive. You know what? There's some times where it just sucks. There's long traffic. You're in the middle of the Everglades. It really, really sucks. And that's when I started thinking a bit about you, John, because you have a goal, and what you're teaching us right now, you may not be able to go ahead and get from point A to point B overnight, but if you break it down into chunks, you're able to go those goals. And that's pretty much the way it worked for me. Along the way, I found that you could fly down there and get it done quicker. You can drive down there, or you can walk down there. It all depends on your plan and your goal, and you're able to go ahead and get it accomplished. Never give up.
Yeah, all are achievable.
Absolutely. Boy,
all are achievable. And I would just tell you that it's all about breaking it down into activities. If you're going to walk to the Keys, it's taken me 9 months, and I'm not to Key West yet. And I started in January. So
and you haven't given up.
No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I got to get my back, no pun intended, to 10 miles a day, and then I'm back on track. So Alex, thank you for sharing that. I recognize the pictures. Very nice place there, and brought back some good memories of a weekend that I had at the same place. So cool. All right. Tell me something good, guys. Let's go. That was great energy, Alex. Way to get us started. And who's next? So guys, take yourself off mute and talk to me. This is what happens, Victoria, when you take a few days off, right?
I know, right?
Yeah. Come on, you've got this. I know some good stuff happened since we talked on Friday.
I'm back with some more.
Tell me.
Okay, so I listed a property on Friday.
Yep.
A bank foreclosure in Pompano. I have had 48 showings over the weekend.
Oh, man.
And 7 offers that have come in. So the market is still really, really hot.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. And the article that I read this morning suggests that it's going to stay that way for a while with the number of people who are moving to Florida every day. That's awesome. And what's interesting is not only are there over 1,000 people moving to Florida every day, a lot of them are buying luxury, which is exciting. Yeah, and South Florida is a great luxury market, so take advantage of that. All right, guys, who's next?
I can say something.
Yeah, Val, please.
This week I got my listing closed, which was nice, and got 3 under contract on the buy side, and I'm working on number 4.
That is awesome. That is really, really awesome. Congratulations. 3 under contract, working on a 4th. Incredible energy, incredible momentum. Now use that to go find the next opportunity, right? Cool. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to have another mindset and skill set conversation. Success is 90% how we think and 10% skill set. So with that in mind, back to a couple of my favorite quotes. I am a quote ninja. Our choices have made us what we are today. Our thinking creates a pathway to success or failure. Outside influences are not responsible for where you are in life. You alone have chosen the path to your present destination. So with that in mind, let's go right to a conversation on the 6 personal perspectives. And give me 1 second to find my spot. Commit to self-mastery. Commit to the 80-20 principle. Now, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, I'm very repetitive, because if you're thinking, holy cow, John, you just talked about this on Friday. Yep, you're right. And we're going to keep talking about it until you've internalized it. And the 80-20 principle says that 20% of what we do creates 80% of the results. So then the next question is, what's the 20%? Number 3, move from E to P, move from being entrepreneurial to being purposeful. 4, the foundation of your action plan should be learning based. You're never going to get to a point where you know everything. You're never going to get to a point where you stop being learning based. There is no neutral in life. You are either moving forward or you are moving backward. And as soon as you take your foot off the gas, as soon as you get to that point where you think, okay, I've arrived, I know everything there is to know, you're moving backward. Remove your limiting beliefs and be accountable. Now, I want to have a conversation on self-mastery. And before I do that, I want to share my screen and I'm going to have a conversation on that's not what I wanted to show. Let's do this. Okay.
That would truly be mastery.
Yeah, right? It's there. It's there. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. There it is. There we go.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so we move from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence to conscious competence and finally unconscious competence. What's the highest form of thinking? What's the highest form of mastery? Somebody take yourself off mute and answer.
Conscious competence.
Okay.
Unconscious competence.
Unconscious incompetence. Unconscious competence, sorry.
There you go. You got it. I know I was going to give you time. I knew you had it. Unconscious competence. Where do you think most people spend most of their life? This is kind of going to be a dangerous conversation, and here we go. Where do you think most people, not this group, where do most of us spend most of our life?
Unconscious competence.
Unconscious incompetence.
Yeah.
In other words, we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
And we think we know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes us super dangerous.
Yeah.
Now, let me share with you what Gary Keller has to say about this. When Gary Keller talks about self-mastery, he shares, this is from my notes in Quantum Leap. So this is not in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. You're going to have to go back and find your notes from when you attended Quantum Leap. And if you haven't attended Quantum Leap, put that on your to-do list. Self-mastery is the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you. Now really pay attention to this because words matter. Self-mastery is the possession, underline that. It is the possession of great, not average, great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you. Now, if self-mastery is the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits, how do you attain great knowledge, skills, and habits?
Practice.
Practice, Valerie. So guys, take notes. That's one. What else?
Read,
Read.
learn.
Read what?
The books that you
Correct.
want to learn to grow in.
Read books. Read books with a highlighter in your hand. And don't just read books and check it off your to-do list and stick it up on your bookshelf and then have your bookshelf be really, really smart. Read books over and over and over again, underlining them, writing notes, asking questions. How else do you possess great knowledge, skills, and habits?
Have great mentorship.
Okay. Thank
The
you, Michael.
masters.
Thank you, Michael. Who you associate with? Here's what Andy Andrews says. A year from now, you will be the same person you are today. Which hopefully that's not your goal, by the way. It's not mine. I am on a constant pursuit of perfection. I am a different person today than I was a year ago. I'm definitely a different person today than I was 5 years ago. And if I live another 20 years, I will be a different person 20 years from now than I am today.
Of course.
A year from now, you will be the same person. By the way, that's not true for everybody. A year from now, you will be the same person you are today, other than the books you read and the people you associate with. So who are you hanging out with? Let me put it a different way. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Who are you spending the most time with? Who are your mentors? Who are your coaches? By the way, your mentors and your coaches don't have to even know that they are your mentors and your coaches. Matter of fact, a few of my mentors and coaches aren't even alive anymore. Zig Ziglar is one of my mentors. I still study Zig daily. The key here to self-mastery is to possess great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you. By the way, that doesn't mean that you woke up with a lot of skill. That doesn't mean that you woke up with tons of talent, because wherever you are in life, the key is to acquire those skills and those habits. High achievers understand that before they can pursue mastery of any endeavor, so before I master lead generation, before I master my listing presentation, before I master overcoming objections, skill set, mindset, what are the things that make up skill set? What are the things that make up the 10% that lead to massive success? Lead generation, overcoming objections, closing for an appointment, delivering a great listing presentation, closing for the listing, negotiating contracts, getting price reductions. Before I can pursue the mastery of any of those things that I just mentioned, I must choose to undertake, to commit to pursuing a baseline of self-mastery that once attained will allow me to master other things outside myself. Before I can master those things, I have to master me. Words matter. Before I master those things, I have to master me. When a person masters something, they begin to perceive, plan, and operate at a very high level when performing that something. Others will be drawn to this master because they seek to learn what the master appears to know so effortlessly. Appears to know so effortlessly. The key here, remember, words matter. The key here is appears to know. Yeah, Vicki, absolutely. You are the first domino. Good job. Appears to know so effortlessly. It is not effortless. It is blood, sweat, tears, time on task, over time. As an individual's mastery develops, so does their circle of influence. Who are you attracting? Who wants to be in your circle? Look around. Practice is more critical to success than ambition, intelligence, or natural talent. Please write that down. Practice is more critical to success than ambition, intelligence, or natural talent. No matter where you are, from 0 to 10, on your path to mastery, the solution is practice. It's time on task over time. All right, so in his book, Outliers, author Malcolm Gladwell claims that the key to mastery in any field is roughly 10,000 hours of practice. So let's just say that you wanted to master your scripts. I want to become a mastery of the conversations of real estate. When you've internalized your scripts, they are no longer scripts. They become conversations. And if your goal is to master the conversations of real estate, it's going to take 10,000 hours. So take your calculator. There's 365 days in a year. If you practice and role play your scripts 3 hours a day, how many years is it going to take you to get to mastery?
$27.
Say that one more time, Tamika.
27 years.
Is that right? Somebody else, let's check that. Tamika, I'm not checking you. That's okay. So 10,000 divided by 3 hours. Let's do it this way. 10,000.
It's around 9 years.
So 10,000, that's what I thought.
It's 138 days.
10,000 divided by 3 equals 3,333 divided by 365 is 9.2 years.
Yes.
Good job, Ryan. You're my new favorite. Tamika, I still love you though. 9.2 years. 9.2 years. That means if you started today, you are 9.2 years away from becoming a master at the conversations of real estate. And that's if you practice 3 hours every day. Now, what is the return? What is the value of mastering the conversations of real estate? The sky is the limit. The sky is literally the limit. You can literally move from selling a home a month to selling 20 homes a month. Now we're going to have a conversation about models, systems, tools, technology, and leverage. Because just because you've mastered the conversations of real estate, you've created the ability to go from 2 sales per month or sale per month to 20 sales per month. You're going to need models and systems to do that. You're going to need leverage to do that because it's not physically possible to sell 20 homes a month alone. However, you'll have mastered the conversations that lead to that. Now, are you going to fail along the way? Are you? Are you going to fail along the way?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
Talk to me about how you perceive failure. When you
You're
hear
gonna
that
learn
word,
along
when
the
you
way.
learn along the way, Thomas Edison failed at creating the light bulb 1,000 times.
Correct.
And if you asked Thomas Edison, he would have said, I learned 1,000 ways not to make the light bulb.
Fail
So
as long as you learn.
here's what Gary Keller shares on failure. Page 61 from the Red Book. 1832, failed in business, bankruptcy. 1832, defeated for legislature. 1834, failed in business, bankruptcy. 1835, fiance died. 1836, nervous breakdown. 1838, defeated an election. 1843, defeated for U.S. Congress. 1848, defeated for U.S. Congress. 1855, defeated for U.S. Senate. 1856, defeated for Vice President. 1858, defeated for U.S. Senate. 1860, elected President of the United States of America.
Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, baby. Now, how do you perceive failure?
Lesson learned.
Failure is an event. It is not a person. Yesterday ended last night. Today is a brand new day. Failure is progress. Success is not about avoiding failure. Failure is about avoiding failure. Groundbreaking scientist Louis Pasteur once shared this. Let me tell you the secret that has led to my goal. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. Let me tell you the strength, the secret that has led to my goal. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. Now, in my words, here's what I hear. I cannot, will not give up. I have deep within my DNA the inability to give up. All right, guys, take yourself off mute. Talk to me. Tell me what you heard today. Ask questions. Let's talk.
John, one of the things that you are pointing out to us, I have a different way of saying it, but as far as failure, it's not failure if you learn from it. And one of the things that I had learned, I think I read it in Reader's Digest, if we learn from our mistakes, why are we afraid to make them?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, fail fast, fail often, move forward.
The only way to know what's going to happen is to do it. You know,
Yeah.
you do it, you get feedback, you study it. Oh my gosh, how many phone calls I've made and the mistakes that I've made. It's wonderful.
Love it. Love it. Valerie, here's what I thought when you were saying that. Oh, I can't remember his name, but the video, Just Do It. And it's not Michael Jordan. Oh, I'll think of it. I'll play it for you guys. It's an incredible video. Good morning, Mark Benson. All right, guys, tell me what else are you hearing?
I would just add that think of it as like building a muscle, that you don't do it overnight, that it takes repetition. And
Mark, speak up.
I'm sorry, maybe it's my microphone.
There you go, Mark.
So maybe of the 2 courses that I can think of over the last 25 years, there have been many, towards self-mastery, is there are 2. One is the Master Certified Negotiation Expert, because many times we don't get training on negotiations, and then the Language of Sales. Those 2 courses are oftentimes overlooked and to me were the most impactful. So in addition to the daily practice and the scripts and the dialogues, those are things that I would recommend that you put on your training calendar and your plans.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Mark. There's a reason why I'm talking about the 6 personal perspectives. There's a reason, it goes right to what Mark just said. When I first started with Keller Williams Realty back in 2002, we were a lot smaller than we are today. And every single KWU course started with the 6 personal perspectives. And it was because Gary Keller taught us that everything starts with this conversation. Everything that we do starts with the 6 personal perspectives. And oh, by the way, the 6 personal perspectives start with commit to self-mastery. John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid. So look at it this way. Wherever you are in life on your path to self-mastery, that is your lid in personal growth and business growth. So where is your lid?
I want to say something.
Go ahead, Lorena.
Well, first I want to thank you for, I bought the travel gift for Andrew Angus, and I couldn't stop reading. I turned off my phone because I couldn't, you know, I so grateful for this book, and my big aha that I felt about the forgiveness spirit. And I start to cry when I read that, because for me it was always very difficult to accept when I don't win something, somewhere or whatever. So it's like, I think this was my big learning this weekend, about forgive myself when I do something that is not perfect or not perfect, but the way I want. And I think I grow up so much this weekend with this book that I recommend to everybody to read it. And I thank you so much for this book. I didn't finish, but I almost. And I think for sure I have more to learn. But thank you so much. It was very, very, very powerful for me.
Lorena, thank you for sharing that. And you can change somebody's life simply by suggesting a book. It's that powerful. And the answer, Vicki, is The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. So Andy Andrews wrote The Traveler's Gift in the late 90s. His story is pretty cool too, by the way. And Lorena, please finish the book, because
I will.
Please.
Yes, because I'm telling you, the jaw dropper is the 7th principle. It will blow you away.
Okay.
That's the best part.
Oh my gosh. So I first read the book in 2002. It was published, by the way, we're coming up on 9/11, right? It was published after 9/11/2001. And it's interesting because prior to that terrible day, his book was rejected by every single publisher that looked at it. Imagine that. Every publisher that looked at Andy Andrews' manuscript for The Traveler's Gift rejected it. A couple of them twice.
Wow.
And it was published after 9/11/2001. And Andy, when he's sharing his story, he shares that he realized after that it wasn't time for that book to be published. That book needed to be published after 9/11/2001. And Good Morning America called it a book that America needed to read shortly after 9/11/2001. And Andy Andrews realized America needed this book now. They didn't need it in the late 90s. They need it now. And you're right. That book is absolutely life-changing. I read it for the first time 18 years ago, and I've read it at least twice every year since, which means I've read that book over 40 times.
Yeah.
And some of you would say, holy cow, John, seriously, you read a book 40 times? You read a book 40 times. What was in it that you didn't get the first time? And what you don't understand is I'm not reading to read. I'm not reading to check it off my list. I am reading it on a search for knowledge. Self-mastery.
Yeah. Excellent. Very good.
There is always a different message every time I read it. Listen, I'll close with this. I'm on a journey where the destination is assured. I have a decided heart. Okay. I know where I am going. If you are with me, awesome. If you are not, I do not care what you think or say. And by the way, that's exactly how you have to think. Persistence is the key to success. Everything in life is possible with persistence. Everybody persists, everyone, until they don't. It is persistence without exception that is the key to success. And everything in life is possible when you persist without exception. Words matter. Everyone persists until they don't. People who truly succeed at the highest level in life persist without exception. All right, guys, it's time to get to work. 20 conversations, not 18, not 19. It's 20 conversations. Don't settle. It is a standard. Add one person to your database today. I got feedback. All right, I'm going to fight through this because we're almost done. Add one person to your database today. Schedule one face-to-face appointment with someone who is thinking of selling their home or someone who is thinking of buying a home today. It doesn't matter if it's 30 days, 6 months from now, or a year from now, because a year from now, you're going to be listing homes. Get face-to-face with someone who's thinking about selling their home, and then follow up forever. Reject, rejection. No is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. There is nothing you could say that would cause me to stop following up with you. We are not judged by the number of times we fail, but by the number of times we succeed. And the number of times we succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times we can fail, and keep trying. Make it a great day, everybody.
Thank you too.
Thank you, John. You too.
Thank you, John.
My pleasure.
John.
Dude, it is so good to hear your voice. My man.
I love you, man.
My man. Oh, football started. Isn't that awesome, James?
Oh yeah. Needs to go. Is that Pal?
I'm ready. I'm ready for some football.